General Grievous, who was the Kaleesh cyborg general who held the title of Supreme Commander of the Droid Armies during the Clone Wars, was a very dignified figure in his time. Though he gained infamy for being a ruthless Jedi killer, at the end of the day, what Grievous was the Supreme Commander of all droid forces. So, as we look at the Clone Wars, was he a successful general and leader of the droid army? Because a lot of people confuse Count Dooku with being the supreme leader of the droid army. It was not. Dooku was only the head of state, whereas Grievous had been the head of the army since, and a lot of people don't realize this either, since the Battle of Geonosis. Yes, Grievous was present at Geonosis and successfully killed one Jedi while escaping the planet during the initial clone invasion. Grievous, due to his nature, was not a fan of politicians or business tycoons, as we can see in Revenge of the Sith when he arrives in Utapau and refuses to converse with any of the Separatist Council members and only will talk to his now commander, Darth Sidious. But before the end of the war, he always answered to Dooku, who was the head of state. Now, was he a good general, does this mean? Well, we need to go back to his past when he was a Kaleesh Warlord. Grievous started as a Kaleesh Warlord, where he earned his name as Grievous during the Huck War, where he fought the bug Huck species almost into extinction, which called for the Republic to get involved, even though the Kaleesh were defending Kali from the Huck. The Republic took the side of the Huck, not realizing who was the aggressor, sending countless Jedis who then defeated and butchered Grievous's clan and pushed them back. So this is where his longtime hatred for the Jedi first arrived, when the Jedi warriors arrived and threw his people into terror and put them on the run. After this, he would get into a ship accident, which is highly hinted that Count Dooku caused it. And using the blood from Jedi Master Sifo Dyas, Dooku kept Grievous alive, allowing the Intergalactic Banking Clan chairman, Sam Hill, to offer Grievous a deal. The deal is the Intergalactic Banking Clan will completely repair him, but he must serve as the commander of the clan's private army. Grievous agrees on the strict grounds that they don't do anything to his mind. Obviously lying, Sam Hill agrees, and they begin to repair him into the cyborg, still using Sifo Dyas' blood, believing that his blood will give him Jedi powers. This obviously does not work, and he is just made into a cybernetic general. But Sam Hill, under commands of Count Dooku, did not allow Grievous's one point to be followed, and that was messing with his brain. He made Grievous more hostile and more angry. So he was a better fighter against the Jedis, harnessing the strength of the Sith, which is anger and emotion. So that is how he became Grievous. And while under training, he trained under Count Dooku on Sereno, and then Geonosis, where he learned more skills as a lightsaber dueler. But this had nothing to do with his training. As we saw in the Huck War, he was a very successful general. The only problem at the end of the day was he was overwhelmed by the Jedi Knights and the Huck themselves. So he was put on the run. But now he commanded an army of trillions and trillions of droids. A lot of the time, we think of Grievous, for those people more into Star Wars, and they believe he's a coward. Mace Windu says it in Revenge of the Sith. In the Clone Wars, we always see him running away from action. It's not so much that he's a coward, more so that he is the supreme commander of the armed forces of the Separatist Army. If I can put this into any analogy for you guys, it's the American Civil War. U.S. Grant was the supreme leader of the Union Army. So, say you had Grant leading a frontline unit, and then that unit gets destroyed, wouldn't you want Grant to have run away? It's the same exact idea. Like, he is the head of it all. Sure, he wants to lead from the front, but at the same time, he knows he can't take the risk of being killed or captured. During the Naboo attempted second invasion, he does get captured, but lucky for him, Count Dooku captures Anakin Skywalker and forces a trade with Padme Amidala and the Gungans. So, he is a very skilled warrior. He's a very skilled general. And to be perfectly honest, most of the time he does win the battles. The only times he doesn't win the battles is pretty much when Darth Sidious / Chancellor Palpatine sets it up that he loses by giving him insufficient troopers, as in droids, or gives the Republic some sort of edge on the droid army. Grievous has had 50 Jedi kills, plus outwitting Obi-Wan Kenobi on many occasions, and out of the battles has had 10 great victories against the Republic, and the rest only defeats because he pretty much was forced to. So overall, Grievous was a very good and effective commander of the droid army. It just came down to he wasn't able to beat Obi-Wan Kenobi in one-on-one combat, and he wasn't able to control what Sidious did behind the scenes. So, I believe if the Clone Wars were to continue without Order 66, Grievous probably would have led the Separatists to victory. But then, now that came into another problem, was Grievous did not enjoy politicians or bureaucrats, but that's for another video. But I do believe Grievous is actually probably the most intelligent of the Separatist generals and leaders militarily, because Dooku, I believe, is definitely the smartest of all the Separatists. He's obviously a statesman and a military leader, but I do believe Grievous was a very good general in command of the Separatist army. And I really wish we got to see more of him, to be honest with you. Thanks for watching. Again, like and subscribe if you liked the video. And I'll be trying to make more. Today was a long day. But thanks for watching. And as always, may the Force be with you. Always.